Hello, everyone. I am Melissa Forziat. I'm a keynote speaker, and when I speak, my topic is something that I call "Take the Doughnut," which is another way to say carpe diem. And when I do my "Take the Doughnut" interviews, I'll usually jump on here afterwards and share a little bit about what I was thinking as I was having the conversation. So I just had the most incredible opportunity to speak with Dr. Suzanne Rivera, who's the 17th president of Macalester College in St. Paul, Minnesota. She is also a fellow Brown graduate, which is how the connection was made there. I think if you listen to that interview, if you watch that interview, I could not help but just be amazed at watching Sue speak. She speaks with such poise, she speaks with such control and such quiet power. And I absolutely see how she'd be really effective as a president of a college in terms of her ability to find a message, stay on the message, pull you in, create a relatable lesson through how she speaks. All of that really resonated for me. But the thing that I was really thinking as she was talking, and this is something she addressed a little bit, is just this idea of often being the only woman and one of the only women in the room, and certainly one of the only women of color. She's in an industry, she's in a position where there aren't a lot of people who look like her who are trying to be leaders and or who are the leaders of their colleges or universities. And so, I couldn't help but think about my own career journey. I've been certainly in different fields than Sue has been in for my whole life, but I think about, the back in the day when I was doing sport related jobs, when I was working for international sport committees and organizations. And I think about the people who were in positions of leadership. And it was so rare for me to see women in power. There were a lot of women in the industry, but they weren't necessarily in executive positions. And it really wasn't until I started my own business that I started to see a predominance of women in those positions. I had an opportunity previously to interview the basically the one woman that I knew when I was in that world who was in an authoritative position, a woman named Lucia Montanarella. If you liked Suzanne's interview, I actually encourage you to check out Lucia's interview as well, because there's a through line there of these women who are in leadership positions, who have a lot of people who are relying on them and looking to them, and the way they carry themselves and the way they need to speak. I absolutely think that these women that I've seen who and that I've had a pleasure to speak to who have been in positions of power, they have a weight on their shoulders that they've learned to carry with grace. And they do these interviews, and it's like you don't even know to register that. But what a pleasure to be able to talk with Dr. Suzanne Rivera. I consider it a real treat for me, and I hope that you'll go back and watch that interview with her and learn a little bit more about what it's looked like in her world. So enjoy that interview and go out there, get inspiration and get donuts. Bye, everyone.